Oh goodness, Rhett. So adorable.
My hand? Yeah.
Can I touch it?
That's sure.
Oh my goodness. He's breathing on me. I just Eskimo kissed.
My hand.
What?
That's my hand.
Oh.
You can't feel the clamminess?
You should probably shave it.
Why do you want to stick your hand in somebody's mouth when they're laughing? That's such a sadistic
Because it's
thing.
a fake laugh. It's like a death blow. Like make someone laugh and then shove your hand all the way through the back of their head.
You know what? That's the interesting thing though. I've never seen anybody attack that way, but like you would do a lot
Make
of
them laugh and then
damage if somebody's mouth is open and just like boom, like all the way to the back, like you would hurt yourself, but you'd hurt them a lot worse.
Unless they chomp down at the right moment and then
I think I could incapacitate you before you had the ability to chomp. You're like, that's it. Let's talk about Clive.
If you chomp down too soon, you'd knock out my front teeth, but if you chomp down too late, your hand would be going through the back of my head.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay.
I don't think, is that a dare?
This one
Welcome to Good Mythical Morning. We got another one of these. Here it is. Rhett's gonna tell me about it.
Again, you know, when you talk about these people, you know, obviously we have a show that it's kind of funny. We're trying to be funny, but when you talk about this, like Michelle waking up every single day, it's just like, that seems horrible. I'm glad she says she's happy. But this guy, I don't understand how he can be happy. But maybe this is the pinnacle of happiness. I don't know. This guy's a British musicologist.
He's living in the moment.
And only the moment. He only has the moment. His name's Clive Waring, which is, he's wearing, you know, his name is something happening in the present tense. All I can remember is I'm wearing this shirt. That's all I got. You know, it's just, he's totally in the moment. He has the dubious
What are you wearing?
Distinction of having two types of amnesia at the same time. So he has anterograde amnesia, which Michelle has, which means he cannot form new memories. But he has retrograde amnesia, which is your past, retro, in the past. So this guy, in 1985, March 27th, he was 46 years old. He got a form of encephalitis. Encephalitis. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
That's right, encephalitis.
Basically, it's herpes. When herpes gets to your nervous system, it's real bad. Like you gotta watch out for that. As a result, he can't remember the past or form new memories, just like we said. So, this is because it damaged his hippocampus, which is a part of the brain. And let's see.
So what does he do?
He's a musicologist, which I don't understand how he continues to have a career. He has children that he had from a previous marriage. He can recall them being people. He cannot remember their names.
He knows that he has kids, but
he knows that he has a wife and that he loves her, but he often forgets that she's his wife. So, and that was one of the things they talked about Michelle, because she was on the Today Show and they interviewed her. I think Matt Lauer interviewed her. I couldn't find any of the footage, but I could just find some screenshots. He said, "Will you remember this interview?" And she said, "I remember things that are really, really monumental and sort of like outside of the everyday experience. So I probably will remember this interview." So, you know,
right.
It isn't just, you can't remember the past and you can't make new memories, that's it. It's like mostly that's the situation.
So you're saying with Clive that this may be an oversimplification? Like if you really dig into the wiki on this guy, does it get kind of...
Well, he can't remember, like he's a musicologist. He can't remember his musical background or like how he became...
But he can conduct it.
But he can play the piano really well. He can still do that.
I don't know what a musicologist does, but he can do that.
Yeah, and he's lived this way for 28 years.
I mean, there's a tendency to kind of, I guess to your point, kind of simplify the stories just to kind of make them more entertaining, or even when people talk about James, and like for the sake of Jeff, I forgot his name, how ironic. Jeff, you know, people, and I even kind of simplified or rounded out the details of the story in order to kind of be able to talk about both of them in the episode. But the interesting thing was, you know, I said that and people like to talk about it like falling in love for a second time, like we talked about. But there is an interesting,
and that's what the movie becomes about, you know. Both
yeah,
Groundhog
the
Day,
Nicholas Sparks book that he's gonna write, where she says,
and the 51st Dates. It's all about love.
"I'll be your memory," which she actually said to him.
Yeah, Penny said that to Jeff.
Yeah, but here's the reason why. I'm kind of piecing some details together that they didn't really harp on in any of the things that I read. Correct me if I'm wrong in what you guys read, but I think that Penny and Jeff, even though they were engaged, kind of had this breakup thing, because when he was gone for a month, it wasn't like there was an all-out manhunt for the guy, because I read one article that talked about how when Jeff left, like he lined up a job. When he went to the funeral up in Alberta, he lined up a job. And she was like, "If just know that I'm here." And then she went like this in her heart. Like there seemed to be some sort of tension, like some sort of breakup thing going on. I'm kind of reading between the lines, but whenever he was gone for a month and she didn't hear from him, she searched around a little bit, but it wasn't like an all-out manhunt for the thing. He had to go on national television himself and say, "Listen, I don't know who I am anymore." And then Penny's brother and Penny saw the oh, he's not just moving on with his life without me, he's actually fugue. He's gone fugue.
Right.
And then they're like, they rebuild their relationship, but it's just like, so was that an opportunity?
I mean,
I don't want to read into this too much. I don't want to put anything on Penny here.
Well, I'll just say that.
But it's like, it was an opportunity to reset a relationship, and it seems like it worked.
Or it was an opportunity to get out of the relationship. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you in this situation, but I would not do if I was already married, of course, but if this was just somebody I was just dating and this happened, I'd be like, I ain't gonna deal with this. I want somebody with a memory.
So you would lie like Walter White did, which that was his lie.
I mean,
in Breaking Bad,
I can only imagine
that he went into a dissociative fugue state.
I mean, I can only imagine like the torture of being the significant other. Like that is what.
Oh, you're talking. Oh yeah, you're not talking about. Hey, I was in a fugue state. That's why I wasn't in a relationship with you for a month. You're talking about the person who's.
Are you in a fugue state right now?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm saying that like there's.
I think I may be in a fugue state a lot.
There
lots of times.
is this interview. There's this interview with Clive. On YouTube, it says Clive wearing the man with no short-term memory, and it's like his wife. You can just it's from BBC. You can just see the wife just sitting there like. This is a 3-minute interview. His short-term memory goes from anywhere from 7 to 30 seconds. So that means that he realized he was in this interview like 10 times during this conversation. I mean, it's just like, what? Like, you just have to make a decision that this is my reality. And she wrote a book called Forever Today. I see that in his Wikipedia entry.
7 seconds?
Because it's really the significant other that has the story to tell, right?
Well, yeah.
Unless you're somebody who got your whole memory back, like the
David Stewart
McLean.
I
don't know. I mean, now that's romantic relationships. So what about business relationships and friendships? Like, what if this happened to me? Notice I said business relationship first.
You would come back and I'd be like, man, here's your cleaning supplies. Get to work. That's what you do here, today at least. And then tomorrow, I just get you to do different things. Be like, this is what you do, man. You clean around here.
This makes me think, when my family got back, my wife was gone for a while. We went on vacation, then my wife was gone with the kids. I went down there, and we got back. I just made no sense. We've been out of town for a while.
Man. Own it. Hey, listen, just put it on me. Own it yourself.
But we got back, and our stuff was all over the place. And it's like you get back from being out of town, you got stuff and open suitcases that are thrown up all over your bedroom. And I was like, I actually said this to my children. I don't know what this means about me, but I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we had a clone family? And when we got home, we could like bring the clones out and be like, y'all clean up. And they would clean up. And
why do they have to be clones? Why can't they be robots?
I don't know.
Why do they have to be sentient beings? That's cruel.
Because it makes it more interesting. If there was like a me that did all the things that me didn't want to do. Sometimes I don't feel like going to work and be like, go to work and talk to Link a little bit. I'm gonna go surfing. You know?
Well, I wanna go surfing.
Yeah, our clones can be sent to work. They do. I want somebody with the same capacities and qualities as me, but I don't want to be that person. That's what clones are good for.
And
sending 2 robots to work, those robots stink, man. You've seen that Asimov thing?
Yeah, stinks.
Can't go up some stairs without falling over.
And here's the, right.
I want a clone. I want a human.
Here's the irony of it.
Huh?
We are the clones.
Oh.
And we are here doing the show. And we are out surfing right now, man.